Hello everybody, how is it going? Welcome to your daily dose of Mechwarrior Online. Today I am playing the Rifleman. I'm playing the RFL-3N because I wanted to do an AC20 build, and this is what I came up with. So let's go over to the Mech lab and see what's inside the Mech. So as you can see, I have a single AC20, a large pulse laser in the other arm and two medium lasers. Now, why did I choose this? Again, I wanted to do an AC20 build, so I figured out that this mech here has a ballistic velocity quirk of plus 40%. This is the highest velocity quirk in the game at the current state. So at the point when I'm recording this, the quirks are still in the game. Probably they won't be some time later because they will be replaced. But anyway, this is the highest velocity quirk in the game. And that makes it so that the travel time of the projectile is really short. So you don't need to lead your shots that much. You don't need to calculate the enemy movement or anticipate changes of their movement patterns. So you can target very easily with that AC20 here, dealing 20 damage where you want it. And yeah, that's the whole idea about this build. Also, this mech has a ballistic cooldown quirks, which helps so you can pump out the 20 damage over and over again, so that you rack up a lot of damage over the time. I have 5 tons of ammo, oh no, 4.5 tons of ammo actually. It's very much. I don't think that you necessarily need that much. You could drop 1 ton and put another heatsink into the engine if you want. So maybe 3.5 tons is just enough. But this is what I came up with. I have a large pulse laser in the left arm and 2 medium lasers in the left torso here. A quick side note, I just changed that here because when I first built that build together, I had the medium lasers in the right and left torso spread. But I think doing it in one torso is better for peeking. So now you have the left laser side, you can peek around left corners, and you have the AC20 side on the right to peek around the right corners. I think this loadout is better than what I will show you in the games. Apart from that, I've got 4 heatsinks to cool that mech down. That is quite enough, so 1.43 heat management is really good. And I've got the big engine, the XL280, because I need to get close. This is a close range build because of the AC20, has very limited range, and all the medium lasers and the large pulse lasers are not very long range weapons as well. For the modules, I chose the radar deprivation, which is kind of an auto-include. I want to dodge the missiles, I don't want to get on the enemy's sensors, so radar deprivation helps. Also, the cooldown and the range module for my AC20, because again, this is an AC20 build and I consider this as my main weapon. Also, I've got a large pulse laser cooldown on the last slot here, just to deal more damage. That's the whole point here. And I have a UAV and a cool shot 9x9. And that is the build. I hope you will enjoy the 2 games, and if you do, don't forget to leave a rating or subscribe to the channel. And now it's time to hit the battlefield. So, first game of the day, we are playing River City and we are playing Skirmish. And as you can see, we are already a bit into the game, but that is because this was material I recorded when I just wanted to play alone and I did not want to do a commentary. So be prepared for some kind of voiceover like I am doing here in the near future when I'm putting out a daily dose. So sometimes I don't have the mood for a live commentary and then I'm just recording and I'm doing a voiceover. I hope you won't mind. So what I'm doing here is I just try to shoot the cicada. Unfortunately, he dodged my shots, so the velocity is, as you can see, very high, but you need to lead your shots nevertheless. And this was kind of one of the first games I played in that build ever, and I had to adapt to that velocity. So yeah, I see that there is a rifleman in the city, and I really wanted to get close. So again, this is a very close range build, and the closer you can get, the more damage you will deal. Because your AC20 has only a range of about 300 meters, and when you fire beyond that range, the damage will drop significantly. So try to get as close to your optimal range as possible. Anyway, we have 3 mechs piling in on that rifleman, and as you can see, he is already very damaged. So I put 1 shell into him and another one, and that brings him down. So AC20 deals 20 damage pinpoint. Yeah, remember that. It is a very scary weapon. It can wreck a mech or a weak spot in a mech in no time if you land your hits correctly. So just take your time and aim when you are playing AC20s. It really is important. When you miss your shot, then you waste 20 damage, and when you take half a second or a second to aim, then yeah, it could pay off, or most of the time it pays off. So I'm taking it slow a bit because I don't want to push alone, but since I see that we have an Atlas over here that is pushing already, I am taking the lead because I could step back anytime. And this is what I'm doing here. I found myself an enemy and there is a cataphract and he is trying to face me, and therefore I'm backing up, the Atlas steps forward, and that is the basic concept of armor sharing. So when you have an assault mech, just try to stick close to him and use his armor as your shield. We got a very lucky kill on that Battle Master and we have a very good momentum. We are ahead by 3 kills and now it's time to keep up the pressure. So I'm going in hoping that my team will follow, and I didn't again want to fight that Cataphract because he's a better brawler than my mech, and I chose the Hunchback instead. But since the Hunchback now has only 1 medium laser left, I switch immediately to the Cataphract because that is the scarier target and I needed to put that one down. Fortunately, I got a lot of backup and that one was taken down from behind. And again, I want to keep up the momentum and we are going over to the Scourge to just finish him off. As you can see, we have a lot of mediums going for the kill and I'm staying in constant motion. And by the way, this is something you should do in a brawl. Try to use cover as much as possible, try to use your positioning, and yeah, try to use your speed as your advantage. So the catapult is also dead and there's only one enemy left, which is a Kodiak that disconnected and reconnected later. So it wasn't kind of a fair fight, but I'm fast forwarding here because we desperately were searching that last enemy who happened to be in the starting zone of the enemy. Yeah, I was hoping that I could get a shot on him just because to get the assist and therefore some C-bills, but it's fine. We won the game 12-2. That was really huge. We had a really good momentum and a really big brawl today. So 687 damage for that round. I got 4 kills, 6 assists, 2 kill most damage dealt, and 12 components destroyed. It was really, really huge. So let's get over to the next game and see how this will go down. Alright, we are playing Tourmaline Desert and we are playing Skirmish again, and we are in the Death Valley. So this position that I'm having here is a really bad one and my team couldn't really decide what we should do. So some of us were on this position trying to peek a bit, being pushed back, and the other half was going over to, what is that, Fox 7. And yeah, we really needed to catch up to them. So we had a problem because we had a Warhawk that is fallen behind, and I decided at that point that I should turn around and give him some support fire. As you can see, he's in a very bad spot, having a lot of trouble just fighting off these missiles, and I'm trying to harass their spotters a bit so that they can't target him. We've got another Raven here who is assisting as well, and we were really hoping that our Warhawk could back up. And I want to give you this as a takeaway for today. So have a bit of battlefield awareness, because this game is a team game and you really need not only support your team but also protect your team if possible. So have a constant look at the minimap and constantly check what's going on around you, where the enemy is, where your friendlies are, what they are doing, so that you can support them when needed. And finally, we are out of trouble. Our Warhawk made it out safe and sound. He took a bit of damage, but after all, he is an assault mech and he can take some beating early on without being destroyed. So we totally did our job and we are fine to move up from here. Now we have a bit of a problem because we have 3 flanks to watch. We have that back side, which we just left. We have that ramp over here, and there is a ramp behind me. And I'm in the center of it all, and I couldn't really decide which flank I should focus on. So I decided to take it slow for now, and I'm staying in the middle of the team just to have a good position and to switch flanks when needed. So I'm in the position where I want to be in a very short amount of time and I can support there. Now I found an enemy, shoot my laser weapons only because he was very far away and I can deal just a bit of damage on that range with my energy weapons. And yeah, as you can see, our Hunchback is dead, and it seems that the enemy is pushing around that corner. They have some assault mechs in position, and the good thing is that my team adapted to that situation and we built up a firing line here. So the Spirit Bear that wants to peek, he gets a lot of fire, the AC20 to the shoulder, and the component with the arm attached to it just falls off like it's nothing. So that is very important. When you are pushing, do it as a team. Don't go in one by one when the enemy has set up a firing line. This is just stupid. So this will just destroy your mech. So I'm popping a UAV here just to get a good estimate of what is awaiting us around that corner, and we are backing up while getting that intel. So we don't want to push alone again, going in one by one. This is not a thing we should do because we have a lot of enemies sitting around the corner, and instead we are building up a firing line again. And speaking of firing lines, line is the important word here. Don't do the death ball. Don't just stand behind your teammates because then you can't shoot. Build up a line or a concave or something like that so that you can fire the enemy when they are pushing around that corner, just like we did here. So that was a really good reaction of what was happening there. Now it's time to be a bit cocky, just to peek around the corner and see if there are any enemies left. It seems that there is only the Shadow Cat and the rest of the team is just backing up. So I'm trying to hit my AC20. Unfortunately, I missed that shot. That would have been really cool if I could just pop that leg, maybe just crippling him and pinning him down in that position. Anyway, we are focusing on that other flank again, because again the enemy is backing up and they will probably try to do another attempt from another angle. So we are just going over here. There was a PPC flying and therefore I decided not to peek out. Again, if they have long-range snipers set up on the other side of the map, then I can't do anything because I need to get close, and meanwhile I'm getting a lot of fire from probably PPCs or large lasers or large pulse lasers or something like that. Instead I'm checking back again, just making sure that nobody is trying to get around that flank again. And finally my team decided to push, which I at that point really appreciated. So we went out kind of as a team. We have some flankers up there in Delta 6, as you can see, trying to distract the enemy. And yeah, it's just time to do something right now. Now, as you can see, I have a very big advantage against that king crab. My weapons are very high mounted and his weapons are low slung in the arms, and he couldn't fire back at that point. I was really lucky that I was in such a good spot and he was not. Now we have a Timberwolf over here. His side torso is very crippled. I'm going for the big weapon rack on his left shoulder, destroying his side torso, and luckily he got out, but we have a Jäger mag and I'm in his back, dealing the 20 damage, and he gets down really fast. So I hope that you get a good glimpse of what the AC20 is able when you get it to nominal range. You can just wreck components when the armor is weak or even gun, and when the enemy has XL engines, then you just destroy them so easily. So we have only 5 enemies left. We again have a big momentum here, and that Orion is in a really bad spot because now our flankers are coming in and he couldn't go anywhere. Really, he had no chance to get out of there. There was massive firepower from me, from the Nightshire, from that Blackjack here. And now it's just a matter of time till the enemy team dies. So they're probably sitting somewhere around Delta 6, and my team is just pushing really hard just to get as much damage out as possible, because everybody wants to be the hero of the day and wants to be the highest in the damage score and everything. And we found a catapult who has an LRM large laser build, or ER large laser build, so I could push really aggressively. I had no fear whatsoever just to face him and put out the damage that I have. Now I got a very good shot on that Hunchback. He had, again, probably an XL engine. The AC20 just went through his armor right into the torso and he was taken down really fast. And now it's only one enemy left. That was the Marauder 2C. And yeah, again, at that point of the game, the speed comes in very handy. You can get close to your enemy and you can finish off the job very easily. Got a good kill on that, and we are done with the game. Very good job, team. That was a really fun game. My mech is kind of done because I got a very big alpha strike in the center torso, but I barely outlived it. So this time 714 damage, got 3 kills, 8 assists and 7 components destroyed. That was a really good round. Anyway, that was your daily dose for today. I've got a AC20 Rifleman for you, and of course, if you liked it, don't forget to leave a rating or subscribe to the channel if you want more. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the description. There is a link to my Patreon page. If you want to support me with a tiny bit of money, you can do it there. Every coin helps. And I hope to see you on the battlefield. Goodbye.